Hello, everyone. This is week 2 of the Fast Track 1 Spring 2026 semester. Sorry, I just realized I hadn't changed the date here, but this is week 2. However, let's go ahead and click on week 1, and this is all the things that you had to do last week. I know, again, it looks like a lot, but hopefully you all kind of checked off the list as you were going. A lot of it was very simple, easy, quick assignments or something to read to complete. So we're on week 2. Today is Monday, January 19th. So for this week, please, firstly, make sure that you do the assignments in the order that they're listed. So they're listed in a specific order for a specific purpose. So, for example, I want to make sure that you read those articles about narrative writing and review the MLA formatting guidelines before you start writing your essay and submit your rough draft. So please just make sure each week work through the list, in order. So we have the what makes an essay discussion. Your replies to two classmates are due by Friday. We have some articles from essentially our textbook, Lumen Learning's English Composition 1. And that these 4 articles you need to either annotate or take notes and then submit your annotations or notes here. So for example, this first this first article is very short, right? There's just like one very short little paragraph and a quote here and then the citations. So I don't expect that you will have a whole lot to say about this. If you have nothing to say about it, that's fine. When it comes to your annotations and notes, I do not necessarily expect for you to have something to say about every single page. Sometimes it might be just a review of information that you already know well. And in that case, you don't need to write notes or annotate that page. Um, I was getting a lot of questions with the active reading assignment and concerns about, is it going to be enough? And am I going to be doing it the right way? And things along those lines. So I just want to encourage you that these annotations and notes are meant to be beneficial for you, to be an assignment that benefits you, right? That helps you understand the information, retain the information, process the information. So it's your call of what is important to you and what you want to be able to remember. Now, I will say that sometimes I might leave a comment to you and say, hey, like the amount of notes that you have here maybe doesn't line up with the amount of reading that was required. And in that case, maybe I might take a point or two off, but I'm telling you why. So for something like this, these narrative writing articles, probably that's not going to apply. But for some of the longer assignments, or, we had a couple readings for this week, right? Or last week you had the preface to collected essays, right? So I do expect if you're annotating or showing me annotations, I do expect there to be a couple things on each page that you're highlighting, making a note about, underlining, asking a question about, right? Maybe you're writing a little drawing or kind of emoji in the margins. So I just want to see that you are actually reading, that you are engaging with the text, that you are taking some of the most important information out, or that you are um, identifying the things that stand out to you. So, anyway, as we go, I will give you feedback. I will give you suggestions if I think that it's necessary. But really, it's about you. It's not about me or what I want. It's about what you need and what you know and how you're going to best process the information. Okay, next, we have the MLA format page. So hopefully you are already familiar with MLA formatting. So please just view this page, familiarize yourself with the resources that I've provided here for this class. There are resources for your basic overall formatting of your paper. for citing and using sources and for the works cited page. There's also this fun little citation game you can play to kind of test your knowledge. And then here we have a link to the actual ninth edition MLA Formatting and Style Guide handbook. This is through the Internet Archive. There are lots of free books on there, so check it out if you are not familiar with it. But basically, you can access the entire text here. And then I have a page on my website about MLA format. Some of these things need to be updated, but still, these basic formatting requirements apply. And then I have a link to a few YouTube videos. So for the more visual learners, these can be very helpful. And then I've given some specific examples and also linked to some sample papers, which are actually annotated, and they point out different elements of the formatting of the paper. So that's super helpful as well. So really, for this class, there's no excuse for you to have any errors with MLA formatting. Okay. At this point, I've given you all the resources, and it's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of time and attention to detail. Okay, next up is for you to submit a rough draft of your first essay. So the first essay is a personal narrative. You should have already read the assignment page last week. So now you're going to be working on your own story. You also read Once More to the Lake, which is an example of a personal narrative essay. If you need a refresher on thesis statements, you can read the thesis page here, and you can submit annotations or notes for extra credit. I would also recommend coming up next Monday, January 26th, we have tutoring for Essay 1. So I would recommend that when you submit your rough draft or as you are working on it, make an appointment this week for tutoring. You can click on this assignment here, which will give you more information about the tutoring assignment. So there are a few different options. So first, you're going to click on this tutoring support link. That will take you to a page where you can access all of these options. We have the Chafee Success Center tutoring, there is NetTutor online tutoring, and then there is the STAR CA tutoring. And then I believe we also have our class pal, Esmeralda. So you can also schedule a tutoring appointment with her. Not every class has a pal. This class does, thankfully. So hopefully you've gotten a chance to check out this page where Esmeralda has introduced herself and given you her contact information. She is hosting PAL sessions every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. Those satisfy, if you attend one of those sessions, it does satisfy your Success Center / PAL activity. So you're welcome to do that. If that time does not work for you, you can schedule tutoring with her. That would satisfy your tutoring assignment. And yeah, so she is going to be a great resource for you. She's embedded into our class, so she knows exactly what you're doing, what the assignments say, what the requirements are. And her PAL sessions each week are going to be geared towards supporting you in the kind of more main larger assignments like the essays and things like that. So she's going to be supporting through her weekly sessions, supporting what we're doing in this class. So it's great to have her, and I'm very thankful that we have a PAL for this class. Most students really love having a PAL in class, and kind of develop a relationship with them throughout the term, and they get to know you and they get to know your writing and really get to tailor that support towards you. So I highly encourage you to attend the sessions and meet with her for tutoring. Okay. The other thing that is due this coming Monday, next Monday, January 26th, is another personal narrative essay. So this one is called Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell. You may be familiar with his name from his most famous book, 1984, as well as Animal Farm. There's a little bit of background information here. This essay is primarily a personal narrative, but he also uses it to explore some deeper issues like imperialism and colonial rule in uh, the British Empire's imperialism and colonial rule and his experience with that. So I've also linked an audio version here if you would like to listen as well as read with your eyes. And then we discussed the tutoring that is due next Monday, and your first Success Center slash PAL activity is due Monday as well. So just to recap this, you have several different options. Um, these two options are through the Success Center directly. So there are group activities that you can sign up for, and then there are self-paced activities that you can do, and then you make an appointment um, to meet with a tutor regarding your activity. And then, of course, you can do the PAL activity, which is basically just attending the PAL sessions on Fridays for our class. Okay, that is pretty much it for this week. Some reminders down here, the extra credit homework assignment. This is the last week that you can get credit for finding the hidden Easter egg in the syllabus. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you've read the syllabus thoroughly, and then you can get some extra credit for that. There are also some other options here for extra credit if you want to take a look at those. You can also get extra credit towards your participation grade for following my education account on Instagram. There are also some other options there for tutoring, or sorry, for participation extra credit. And then for tutoring extra credit, basically you're required to attend 3 tutoring sessions throughout the semester, one for each essay. You can attend additional tutoring sessions for extra credit. So you can keep that in mind. And I think that is just about it for this week. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please feel free to send me a message if you have any questions or concerns, and I'll see you all next Monday. All right. Bye-bye.